Ladies and gentlemen, today we have a very special guest who has the number one fear of humans, the fear of public speaking. It was like pulling teeth to get her on the show today. You'll see it takes her a while to get warmed up, and not sure if the editor left in some of the outtakes or not. She's a very funny person. I am so pleased to introduce Kendall from Kendall's Custom Cabinets to you today. Enjoy.
Hey guys, welcome back to Tea Time with Jerica. And today we are meeting with one of our very favorite preferred vendors, and she does cabinets. Her business name is Kendall's Custom Cabinets. You can check her out online, and we're gonna get started. Thanks for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So tell us a little bit about like how you got started in cabinetry. What was the appeal?
Okay, let's see. I worked in the medical field for almost 20 years.
Okay.
And kind of the business downsized, and then I got to hang out with my partner, and that was what he was doing, and he got me into it. And building stuff for people has been a great source of joy for me. To go from one field to the other, and they don't correlate at all, so I think that's what helps also. It's something completely new and different. I've been doing it about 11 years now.
Oh, wow.
And really love it.
Yeah.
I would say the hardest part at the beginning was learning to read a tape measure.
Oh, yeah, especially when it gets down to the little.
Yes, you're like, okay, it's a 16th of what?
Right.
But yes, that was the...
Does that really matter?
It depends on who you ask. Most people would say no, but as a cabinet builder and someone who enjoys what I do, it does matter. It's like a 16th makes a big difference, especially when you start at one side of the room and you go the other. You add 16, and sooner or later it's going to make a big difference.
Yeah. Yeah, we just installed new blinds in our house, and that
It does.
it matters.
You're like, why does that one look off?
Why does that one not fit?
It's like, that's that 16th adding up.
Yes. So tell us, what makes you different from like the big box companies out there? Why would somebody come to you versus like just, one of the big box?
Because we're better.
But I'm better than you. And you know it.
I love it.
Also, I would say the stability of what we do, the craftsmanship, you're not going to get that from a box. It's going to look pretty on the outside, but the inside is not as sturdy. It's not going to last as long. I know people talk about inheriting things. Your cabinets in your house, if you're passing down your house, you want them to be sturdy. You want them to last a lifetime. And I know I have confidence in my work to know that it will. I'm not a really tall person, so I'm confident enough to say I don't only stand by my cabinets, but I can stand on my cabinets.
Love it.
So that is a big thing for me. I want to make sure that it's going to be there for a long time, and it's going to add value to wherever we put it, whether it's inside your house, in your office, in your garage, outside. We do outside kitchens also, and so anywhere we build you something, I know it's going to last. So that's what I like about it.
That's awesome. In your opinion, like what are some maybe trends that homeowners are really liking right now in cabinetry?
I would say anything on Pinterest, but I would say right now, I've noticed they're leaning more towards what I consider the craftsman, a really simple style, not lots of filigree, fluffy stuff.
Okay.
Which oddly enough, as colorful as I am, I actually really like the simple, classic lines for myself. But yes, the really straightforward, just kind of simple look, and some of a lot more of the barn doors lately have been coming up, and we build those too. So all of that seems to be what's kind of coming up right now. Our faceless frames, just a really nice, smooth, clean look. So
Which one's kind of harder to execute on?
I would say the ones with the more fluted things, more trim, more just when you're adding more, you're stacking more stuff on it, and you're going to have more grooves and things to clean
Mess
out,
up, or
and lining up more lines and things like that. But it's any challenge is a good challenge, so I like it. If that's what they want, that's what they're going to get.
Nice. So what are some things that people could do in their cabinets, some ideas that might add like either value or appeal for buyers, or just in general for...
I would say any cabinet would add value. But if you think of it as when you walk into any space, whether it's your home, office, if you see clutter, that tends to make you kind of feel like the spaces can be overwhelming. So with any kind of cabinetry, you're going to be able to have a good storage space. And the more storage you have, of course, the more things you can put away. And I would say more things you could buy, but that's not necessarily what you need to do. But the more things you buy, the more cabinets I can build you.
Shut up and take my money.
I love it.
So, but I do think just having a space that has a nice flow to it, a nice, what do they call it, feng shui, anything that makes it more conducive to your living style. Like if you want things to display, I can make it where it displays it. If you want something hidden, I can build you a hidden cabinet, compartment, for safes, guns, all those things. But I think that any cabinetry, any cabinets, storage units, shelves always add value because it's either you're displaying something or you're putting something away. Either way, it makes your space more functional.
Love that. Yeah, as a realtor, it is, people don't really pay attention to it a lot of times up front, but it is so important later on. Like, it makes all the difference in the world whenever you live in a space to have more storage, more places to put things, because we have more junk than we realize always.
And there's always something that you need to put somewhere, so I can give you the space to put it in.
Nice.
That works.
So what are some things that someone shouldn't do when it comes to cabinets? Have you seen some weird requests or weird things that don't really work very well?
I would say no, because I don't ever feel like anybody's request is weird, because to them that is important to them.
Yes,
It's what they value, and so I would say that whatever they decide to go with, I'm willing to build. Pressed wood would be my absolute. I can't stand it, and they tend to put it in places where it's going to get wet. It's like, why? I want some solid wood. I also, being in cabinets and cabinetry, I prefer the wood look. I love stained and just the way the wood looks. Some people want them painted, but whatever floats their boat, whatever they want. I could probably build a boat, but whatever they want, I don't ever feel like it's a weird request. And I think the more unusual, I actually like it, the challenge to find the way to make them have what they want.
Yeah.
And so that's cool. And
Exercises your creativity.
Right. So I would say what is a homeowner shouldn't do as their cabinets is doubt their ability to know what they want in their space. If they have an idea or even come close to it, I can help them narrow it down to more of a specific idea. But if they have just a basic idea of like, I want to take up this space with some cabinets, then I can help them fill that up.
What about measurements? I have found that, I don't know what the standard measurements are, but it's super helpful whenever I'm planning a space because obviously you can go, I've seen older homes that have the really short cabinets, or, some of them are a little too tall.
They like a standard kitchen cabinet is 36 inches tall. And you want, I want to say it's 18 inches from the lower cabinet to the bottom of the top cabinet, so you can have your appliances on it. But they don't have to be to those specs.
Right.
Because on both of those notes, we had a couple that was both over 6 feet tall, and they wanted taller cabinets, and so they were building them up to what would be considered too high for me. But then I also have another couple that are asking for shorter cabinets because she is shorter. So it's like there is a standard, and all box stores are going to go with the standard. They're just going to always be the same height. But with a custom cabinet, you can decide what height you want, what width you want, how deep you want it, whether you want pull-outs, whether you don't, whether you want adjustable shelves or not. So those are all things that make a big difference with a custom cabinet and compared to a box store. And we've even had people fill their kitchen with boxes, from the box store, the cabinets, and then there be a leftover space, which they're not going to be able to fill. And that's something we can do also, is give them that extra little spice rack or pantry that they didn't know that they needed.
Yes, yeah. Use all the space.
Yes, all the
I'm
spaces.
down with it. I feel like it's important. So what's your process look like when you're working with a homeowner or real estate agent that is trying to prep their house to sell?
Well, with the I would say with someone who's trying to sell, usually you're updating. You're just kind of like going in, and they've already got something there, and they're just like wanting to modernize it or make it look a little fresher, and we can do that. A newer, or just an empty space that someone has, a newer space, it's just kind of like a basic idea. They just know they want something to fill the space, and then we can do that and come to any conclusions of what they have in mind and what we have in mind. Usually someone will call us, or you guys call us and say, come look at this space. And we go look at it, measure it, see what room that they have for improvement. And sometimes some people don't need to really change their cabinets. They think they do, but they don't. And I would give them that advice too. But also adding new cabinetry always adds a fresh new look, and the space that you can use makes I think the whole area just look a lot better. And when looking at a home to buy, people are looking for things, spaces to move their new stuff into and places to put things up. And usually if you're moving, there's a reason. You're either up, you want to go up and more space, or if you want to go down, you want to make sure that you're using your space to the best of your ability.
Yes. Have you ever put a closet in? Like, I've ran into a bunch of places where they may have a room that could be a bedroom, but there's no closet. Have you went in and added closets to those spaces?
We've added closets to spaces. We've changed closets into like almost small rooms. It kind of depends. I was saying on one of I said our only limitation is your imagination.
Yeah.
If you can imagine it, we can build it.
Yeah.
What is it that I always said?
If you can dream it, you can do it.
Exactly.
Of wood, and I firmly believe that. Big fan of Pinterest because people do. It's hard. Sometimes it's hard to believe. You have an idea in mind, but they're like, I kind of want it to look like this, but I'm not sure, and I can help to a point. But when you show me a picture, I'm like, okay, here we can elaborate on that and make it this way and tailor it specific to your needs. Someone like in a closet might have more boots, or so they want taller storage for that. We've had closets where they want it to go all the way to the ceiling, and so you can store your winter clothes at the top and your other things at the bottom. That is something we can do. It's I would say that's the big draw to, I think, a custom cabinet person is we can tailor it to their need. That's why it's a custom. So if you know what you want to put away, I can build a place to put it.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about closets, but closets can be a huge, redoing a closet can really maximize the space that you have.
We've done that. There was one in Chickasha we did. It was a space behind in their bathroom, and we made it a full walk-through closet, and that was a nice little space to change, and it made it like 3 times bigger than it was before because you had
Yeah.
to open it all up and build all the new stuff. So
Well, I've
yeah.
learned even the direction that you hang your bars and stuff.
Yes.
Like you can get a lot more
Yes.
space. A lot of times you can get a lot more space if you do them on the sides versus directly in front of
Right,
you
right.
and that kind of thing.
Because then you walk in, you got all that space comes around.
Yeah. So what's one project that you can remember that you are super proud of?
I've thought about that question before, and I'm like, it's like picking favorite colors or children. I love all my projects, and when we're on them, I would say the one that sticks out at the moment would be a lady that originally lived in Texas and had a custom cabinet there and moved here and was missing the feel of home. And so she showed us pictures of what she had, and we mimicked it and made it look exactly like the one that she had previously. And she got a little like emotional, which makes me get emotional. If they get emotional about their work, then I do too. And I'm like, yes, I feel it. It felt like home to her, and so it made her house no longer a house; it's home, and that is to me important. If you want your space to feel like your space, you want to feel comfortable in it and be able to relax. That's where everybody goes to. Home is home. And I think it's nice to be able to make someone's house feel like a home and not just a space.
Yeah, you were telling me what you did for her to share with us what you had done
So
for
we
her.
did in the front, her living room area, we did a bookshelf and an entertainment center that surrounds her TV. And to centerpiece was a 70-pound horse head that had to be on a shelf that she wanted to make sure it was on display. And then we did a wardrobe and shelving for her in her bedroom, and that one we did around a piece of artwork, and behind her artwork we were able to make a hidden compartment for her safe, which she had not originally had in her other house, which she was super excited about. So that was pretty cool to do, give her something new with what she thought was something old and make it specific to her area.
Yeah, I love that because we're in the middle of a remodel right now, and to be able to do things, put things exactly where you would want them is really exciting.
It is. It's like, yes.
So, what's your favorite kind of project to do?
I'm like, all projects. My favorite kind of project to do. We did just recently. We call it Lulu's hydration station.
Oh. Tell me more.
A lady. She her dog is very, very important to her, which as most pets are to people, and she wanted a specific area to have her dog be able to eat, and so we built a whole. I think it's on my website. Area for that, and it was really fun working with her and coming up with the ideas for it, and it was something previously I wouldn't have thought of doing. I'm like, because a whole area for your pet seems different, but I was like, I was really excited. It made me kind of want to go home and build one for our dogs.
Yeah, right.
But it's any project I would think that the homeowner is excited about, I get excited about.
Yeah.
So it's like, there every once in a while you have like a bill that is like an insurance where they have to, and they don't feel very excited about it. And then once you get into it and you're building it for them, then they see the changes and they're like, this is better than what I had before, and then they get excited about it, which always makes me happy.
Yeah.
Anytime you see a homeowner enjoying their space, especially after we've built it, it makes the job worthwhile.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a designer, I can tell.
Like, yeah.
Creative and designer. I have that little knack or gene or desire, and it is
I would say
exciting to
as
do
colorful
new
as
things.
my hair is, as creative as I like to be. like if you could, that's I would go for that. I'm like, yes, I love to create it, and I mean it does. There's something very soothing and comforting about making other people's spaces enjoyable, and I like that.
Yeah, and you're responsible
Yes,
for it.
and then and when you come and you see them somewhere else and they say, "Oh, you're the cabinet girl," and I remember I referred you to my friend, and I'm like, "Awesome." I mean, and they years later you see them, they're like still loving it, or they'll call you back to do some other project, which is great.
Yeah.
They're like, "I remember We've had a client, I know she's been a client for as long as I've been doing this, for 11 years, and we've built cabinets, we've built shelves, pool house towel holders, we've built a pergola for her, and so
nice.
it's inside, outside kitchen we built for her, so
Okay.
yeah, we do it all.
That's awesome. What is one thing that most people don't realize about custom cabinetry?
Come on, think.
I would say the longevity of a custom cabinet and their ability to make it into something that they want. I think most people are still always stuck on what they see in a box store. Like, this is the cabinet, this is the look that everybody has. You don't have to have the look that everybody has. You can go with whatever you want. And the custom cabinets give you that ability to decide what you want, how you want it, where you want it, the amount of space you want. You specifically, like, I have a mixing bowl I want to put here. I've never been able to put it in the cabinet. We'll make room for it and things like that. I think that people really don't understand that. I guess I would say how important cabinets are. You just think that they're there. You've got like a dresser. You put your clothes in it, you're done with it. But I could build you a dresser too. But when those things are there and they're functioning, they make life easier. And I think that's a big pull to your cabinetry, is it's going to make
enjoy your space.
Yes.
You enjoy your space
Yes.
more. What about like the process and how long it takes? Like, is it take longer than most people expect, or?
It kind of depends on what they're wanting, and usually they give us their time frame.
Okay.
If they're wanting it done faster, then of course we're going to try and get it done as fast as we can. I myself personally like doing them in the house. It means we're gonna use less material, and it's definitely set in that area, that specific space, and I'm going to take up every inch, every 16th of an inch to accommodate it. But I have no problem building cabinets and shelves off-site and then bringing them in, install them, which that means I'm in the house a little bit less time. And some people, it kind of depends on the person. Some people want us in their house because they enjoy our company, also as well as our cabinets. And then some of them want you in and out faster, and you're just like, okay, I'll build it off-site and bring it in. And some we built cabinets for the Norman Chamber of Commerce, and those were cabinets that were built off-site and installed because it's a business. You don't want to be in their doorway the whole time.
Yeah.
And so it just depends on the job, really.
Do you have more trouble like with fitting things? Like, no, it just because you got those 16 inches down.
No. I mean, whether it's on-site or off-site, the measurements aren't going to change. That's 2 plus 2 is always 2. So if my tape says it's 13 1/16 of an inch, then it's going to be, that's what it's going to be, whether it's here or there. That
Can you
doesn't
visually tell when something isn't, when it's off a little bit?
Yes, I always used to blame that on my I'd say either OCD or the fact that I'm a Libra and I like everything balanced. But crooked pictures or things like that, I can notice. I'm like, that's like a 1/4 of an inch to the right. Can we fix it? Can we fix it?
Yeah.
And also, I think when we're in a house, I don't know why, but we tend to fix a lot of doors. A lot of doors will be off kilter.
Yes.
And homeowners don't really notice it. You're just used to pulling it extra tight or, catching. You're just like always used to it. And so we fix those a lot. And usually that's something we just do on the side, like to help. Like, to catch you go in and out enough. You're like, can I fix that for you, please?
Again, being able to enjoy your space.
Yes,
it's the little
definitely.
things you kind of ignore over time, but man, it's nice if
Yes,
it works.
you get used to it. And you're like, that's always done that. Well, now it doesn't. And you're like, okay.
Yeah. Well, when we go to list properties, a lot of times homeowners, they get very used to their own things and the things that are wrong with the property, and they forget that home homebuyers. They're looking at it for the first
that
time.
drawer, I've always had to slam that
Yeah.
drawer. It's not. That's just how it is. And you're like, no, let me give you a soft close. It'll just it'll close itself. You're good.
So we just rented out our little house, and that was the case. Like, I've gotten used to the oven, the bottom element not working.
You're like, oh, so
and I completely forgot about it not working because I just use it that
You're
way.
like, that's how it's always.
What the hell? This thing has been on 350 for over an hour. It's not even warm.
That's because 350 means 150. If you want 350, you got to put it on clean.
What's broil?
I don't know, Jewish holiday?
That's how it's always been. Kind of how I feel about some of our spaces in our area. I'm like, once I change, it's going to be all better.
Yes.
And I think that's real helpful. Any home owner or someone looking for a home, being able to visualize what you want and how you want it, and then getting what you want makes a big difference. It's like, that's what I want, got it. You guys help them and we'll help them, and everybody's happy.
That's awesome. Well, I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people who are interested in looking up your work and seeing how to contact you. So how can people get a hold of you? Where can they find your stuff?
We are on the interweb. I do have a website. I'm better at building cabinets than I am updating the website. So I'm not sure how much work is actually on the website. I do have a Facebook page where we do put a lot more of our work, which is, I believe it's under Carpenter Kendall and the Builder Bow. But my actual business is Kendall's Custom Cabinets, and I do have a website. And I guess you guys will show them a card and phone number. Facebook or through the Jason and Jerica, they can give you a
Absolutely.
number.
Yeah, we got you saved in our phones.
Yes.
So once again, we're very excited to have Kendall here with us. And if you need any cabinetry needs, sounds like more than just cabinets, maybe closets and any kind of storage situation that you need help with, maybe even some sticking doors.
Yes.
Hidden compartments, all the things. Reach out to us. We're going to share her information on here, and we look forward to the next time. See you soon.